I'm just going to make a very quick video about the tides here. As we can see, this is the Byron Shire Echo. The title is King Tides over roads in Ballina this weekend. Ballina is maybe half an hour, 40 minutes drive from towards the coast from here, due east, slightly north. If you're out and about, keep in mind that king tides will be leading to some flooding over the roads. Being encouraged to take it easy, blah blah. Roads are likely to be affected during the morning from Saturday 9th of March to Monday 11th of March 2024. So it's saying in the mornings. Now bear in mind, here's my moon chart. March 9th is yesterday, today is Sunday the 10th. The new moon is exactly at 8:02 p.m. this evening. Now that's important to keep that in mind because the tides, the moon phases rather, it means when it's a new moon, we have the moon and sun in virtually the same position. If they're in exactly the same position, you get a solar eclipse. That's how the phases work. When it's a full moon, as seen there, we get one on Monday the 25th. That's when they're directly opposite one another, so the moon rises as the sun sets. So think about this then. At 8:02 p.m. this evening, the sun and moon will set at the same time, and we'll probably set actually close to an hour prior to that, but it'll be around that time, maybe around 7:30, half an hour or so. So when the moon and sun are in the same position together, according to the globe model of how tides were working, with gravity pulling them, that should be when the king tides are occurring in the evening after sunset. But when are we getting them? In the morning, when they are both rising in the east. Or they're about an hour up into the sky by that stage. Which goes with my saying that the tides on our stationary planar Earth, as the moon travels around and around, it is driving, diamagnetically forcing the water ahead of it. So by the time we see that here in the east coast of Australia, that's going to be the king tides about an hour afterwards. Whereas 6 hours later, the sun and moon will be directly above us. And that will be when we've got the lowest of the tides, because it's started to drive the water backwards because it pushes it in every direction. So the diamagnetic repellent force makes far more sense for how we have tides, because it's pushing the big tide this way, it's pushing a lesser tide back behind it. And because the tides do wrap around the country and everything, that is why we're getting our secondary high tide in the evening after they're way over here somewhere, because it's pushing the water as a delayed effect to wrap around the continent, which won't really go into that, but we know that waves don't bounce back from or wrap around Antarctica, yet they do wrap around every country on the earth. So I just thought that's very interesting to note the times. It's going to be the new moon precisely this evening, 8 p.m, and yet the king tides are occurring about now, between 9 and 10 in the morning, which means they've been driven way ahead of the sun and moon approaching, because they take a full 6 hours and about 15 minutes to go from high to low to high again and back to low, which is why the following day the high tide is almost an hour later every single day. So there you go, flat earth tides, evidence confirmed.